Hi guys, I hope you're good since last video. It's been a while. GPT4ALL. Before LM Studio, we had GPT4ALL, a way to run models privately with this amazing Llama CPP running under the hood. You can also have an API server with it. But here we will go quickly through the interface and see how to install it. But we'll compare Llama and Qwen versions of the distilled DeepSeek-R1 model that we can run locally, privately. So it will be a 7 or 8 billion parameters model. In some of my previous videos, I have presented the new updated version of the LM Studio and used the Qwen version distilled of DeepSeek-R1, and I really didn't like it. So I told to myself, let's test it versus the Llama version distilled, also from DeepSeek-R1. So we will see how they compare to each other. So you will see that they are not good for everything and the limitations. I'm gonna just run two different tests, one to build an application and another one to get information from an uploaded document. As always, please like and subscribe, and let's get started. GPT4ALL, let's go to their website. It's a really nice website with documentation. Here we're just going to choose download for Linux. So you have also Windows and Mac. I'm on Linux, I'm just going to download it this way. I'm going to try to run it, to run the installer. So I don't have any software to run it. I need to go and make it executable file and execute it. So here in the downloads, we get the file here. So I can't run it like that. So I'm going to go in properties and just go in the permissions. So read and write everywhere. Read only for the others. So not read and write, just read only. So those are the permissions, but here you just tick this one, allow executing file as program, or you use your terminal, chmod +X. And here we're just gonna follow this. This is the right path, it's okay. We just go next, we accept the license. Okay, so 1.8 gigabytes, and we wait for it to be installed. We can see the details here. So it's going to take its time to install. Here you have the documentation file with some cookbooks, and you will be able also to download it in your different OS systems. You have nice tutorials on how to do that. So they have a pretty nice interface. Let's go to Hugging Face. We're going to see those models. So the leaderboard with all of those models here. We are going to be focusing on the only GGUF models. So here you get a bunch of those. And slots are the first one, ranking Bartowski. That's the one, the Mistral Small 24B, that I might need to try. But we don't have yet the distilled Mistral one. That's the one I want to see from DeepSeek-R1. Maybe because of the architecture of the Mistral models. We will see. So here you get the list of the models that you can download. You can see how many have been downloaded, the popularity. You can see how many billion parameters they have. We were going to try to get the Qwen in this video and the Llama versions. There is the LM Studio community one, and the one I tried last time was the Qwen version of the LM LM Studio community, but this time I'm just gonna go with the Bartovsky ones. That's what I used to download from the Bartovsky models. I'm satisfied with their models, the way they do it. Okay, so the download is done, finished. And here I'm just going to be showing you what is in the folder. And here we just need to go in bin, the binaries, and chat. And after you get the web UI opening automatically. So no and no. And after here you get the interface, which looks nice. It's very simple. It's not overcomplicated. So you can see an error message because I'm using only CPU. I have no CUDA. So you might see this error, but it will work following this way anyway, because it will be able to detect that you have only CPUs. So it's going to use only CPUs for any action that you're going to do. So let's just check here a bit the documentation. Virtual environment. That's not what I wanted to see. It's CPU, because we're talking about those CPUs. So let's go through some little questions very quick. How does GPT4ALL make these models available for CPU? By Georgi Kirganov. Here you will see that there is Llama CPP running under the hood. After you have more information about the GPU inferences. So I recommend you to go through the documentation. It's well done. And you have nice code snippets to start with if you want to use the terminal coding and not the web UI. So what's new here? GPT now is robust, has a support for DeepSeek-R1 models family. Okay, several models are now available on the download page. So they have their own download page. Reasoning is wrapped in a sync tag, so they have adapted it. The DeepSeek-R1 Qwen pre-tokenizer is now supported. The model is now configured with GPT4ALL compatible prompts, templates, chat templating overall. The template has completely been replaced. Code interpreter fixes, there are fixes some previous bugs, issues preventing the code interpreter from logging in single string. It's been fixed. The UI no longer freezes while the code interpreter is running. Local server fixes an issue preventing the server from using local doc. So you see that they just keep releasing some new versions and improving, which is good. After here, after the home, you have the chat interface, the model, where you're going to be able to download your models, local documentation and settings. Here we can put it on dark mode. We can put here medium for the font size, and the language, you just put the language that you want. We're going to stay in English US. The device, here we are on CPU. Let's tell it that we are on CPU. Default models, there's no default models yet because we haven't downloaded any models. We didn't show any path where our models. Chatting with local documents whenever possible, never. And here is the place where you're going to put the path where you want your model to be downloaded. I'll be using my external drive because I don't have space in this computer. But that's where you're going to be able to indicate that path. Here I'm just going to be mounting again my external drive. I have to do it every time. And I'll be navigating through just to indicate that path. I'll make sure that I have access to this external drive from my computer. Yes. And now here I can just put it in a folder. So I have created a folder here called GPT4ALL models folder, and that's the one I'm going to be indicating. So you need to be out of the folder, not inside, and to select it. And after you press the button, open. So I've been trying to figure this out, but it's pretty easy. So you just go on it like this, and you press open, and it's going to be able to target that folder, as you can see here. Enable data lake. So this is about sharing your chat with their, maybe have an upstream server with telemetry and so on. So the conversation will be sent to GPT4ALL open source data lake. But yeah, it's good to be able to opt in, not to be opt-in automatically. So here you get the choice to say yes to it if you want it to. CPU thread, I put 8. It's 4, but I just put 8. I know it's going to be slow in my computer. Enable system trail. So the application will minimize to the system trail when the Windows is closed. Enable local API server. So this is the option to get your LM Studio like API server with the port. Here it's a 4891. Put the port number that you want. And after check for updates, you have a button here. So when you get it once, you can just pass through this to update your web UI on your software, which is nice. It makes it easy. Maybe it's also a way to not lose all your data. The models, here you get some settings, advanced settings, system prompts, suggested follow-up prompts. You get the content length that you can change. So I need first to get some models for that, but you can change the max length, the prompt batch size, the temperature, top P, and all of the different settings. So just tell me in the description what are your settings. Here the allowed document extensions, you can put just few of them or more. And after here there is some embedding service. You see it's written on down left of the screen, Nomic. So they may be working with them. So you can go to Nomic and get your API keys. Embedding device CPU for me. And here advanced users only. So here they're giving you a warning. Document snippets, characters. Larger number size, likelihood of factual responses. I'm gonna go with 1024. This will be your document size maybe. And the max document snippet per prompts. So this is for retrieval. You can put 2, 3, the best responses. Local documents and models. We were going to be focusing on models. You see there is 2 tabs, GPT4ALL and Hugging Face. Here we are in the GPT4ALL tag tab, and here you will see the different models that they're suggesting you to use. Those are able to run locally. After, I don't know what are those performances on those, because I haven't tried those, but this one we're going to try it, the Qwen 70B. So you can download it directly from here, because that's the distilled version of the DeepSeek-R1 that we want to try. And we want to try also the Lama one, and when it's not recommended for your computer, because it's going to detect how much RAM and size of storage you have in your computer. It's just going to give you this warning, same as in LM Studio. So here we got the Qwen one, and we have the Lama one. Those are the ones that we're going to try. So you can just go here and download it. For all the OpenAI models, they're also available through the interface. you just need to enter your API key. So you put your API key in, and it knows the model is the right one, and you install that component. Same for Mistral. Just put your API keys, Mistral small, API keys, and you install, and so on. And I want you to see the last one. I think that's the last one, which is the... So here it just tells you that your chat will be sent to OpenAI or Mistral when you do that, because they don't have control over that. And here, that's the one OpenAI compatible. For example, if you have a LM Studio or if you have Lama, you can just put those here and have these chaining prompts going through those servers. And after here, you just provide the server IP, because it can be, you can be running a cluster or something like that. And here you put the model name. Okay, and just put DeepSeek-R1-Distill. Okay, so you've seen here that we can use this one to download those models, which is the GPT4ALL. You don't need to be an expert. You just go here and you download your model from that. And the model is going to be downloaded where you had your hard drive set in the settings. And here we're going to see the Hugging Face tab. I just put in the search distilled. So they not guarantee that it will work, but for me it works. So distill, that's what we're looking for. And after here you can see the different provider and slot, Bartovsky. That's the Bartovsky ones that we're gonna get. You see the size of it, file size, and after here we're just gonna get that list of models, and we're gonna press in one of those to download from here, just to show you that you can do it. But I'm gonna show you another way also to download the models, which I find a bit quicker to do. Here I press download, and it's going to be downloaded the model. Also, what you can do, you can just go to Hugging Face directly, find the model that you want, like this one here, we want it, the Qwen 7B from Bartovsky, and the Lama one also. You can just come here and download it directly from here. Just let me put here -Lama. And we can see here the Lama version 1. So there are some different ones, LM Studio Community, but that's this one that we want. Bartovsky R1-Distill Lama. You go into the File and Versions tab, and you get the one that you want. We're gonna go for quantization 5. We're gonna get the medium sized model, which is this one, and you just press the arrow and it's gonna be downloaded. So you can do it this way also to get your models, and you just copy and paste and put it in the right folder. I'm just gonna repeat this for the Qwen version, because that's the way I go for. In my computer, this is quicker than using the interface of GPT4ALL. But after, when you get the model, you can work offline. So that's what is amazing about that. So here I'm going to do the same process. I'm going to find the same quantization, which is Q5, and I'm going to be downloading the medium sized model. Please like and subscribe during the break. And now we are back. We got our models. You see, we can detect those now. GPT4ALL has detected that they're placed in the right folder that we have indicated in the settings previously. And now we can start chatting with that. But before, you need to choose your model means loading the model. We're going to start with Llama 8B and see how it goes with this one. So what are we going to do? Test 1 app building with Llama 8B version of the DeepSeek-R1. It's a distilled version. I need to build a component for my application. It is using Python. I'm asking a form. I'm asking here just to have a submission button. The input is returned in a random color and reversed. That's what I did in some previous videos. I use the same prompt. I just here precise that I use Flask. And I just want to be able to copy paste it and for it to work. Provide also the templates. Jinja. So the Jinja templates, I'm just asking for those. And let it go. So from here, it's fast forwarded because it takes a while in my computer. See here, chat on the top, CPU 150%, 400% now, 700%. So this is not true, but it's just to say that it's just getting the 100% of CPUs. 63 degrees. And here, I'm just going to be showing you here 100%. So, yeah. I have a 16 gigabit RAM computer. It runs, but it's a bit slow. And after here, we get that syncing coming first. It is nice. You can pause the video and see. It's very interesting to read it. Okay, for the random color, I use Python random module, generating hexadecimals. I need to make sure that the data is passed back to the template, and so on and so on. It's really nice. And after, it's going to start outputting its answer. So this was very clever from DeepSeek to show us the thought process of the model, while OpenAI in his side has chosen to not show what's going on under the hood, which makes a big difference marketing-wise. So here I'm just going to fast forward, create an environment, install Flask, and transfer the code that the model has provided to me, the templates, and try to run it and see if it works. Okay, so here we go with the forms. So to fast forward. After, I'm going to also fix some errors. Obviously, the code, I got it from the first prompt. It takes a while. I don't want to be prompting several times. We're just going to be checking the first shot. I'm going to be fixing what needs to be fixed and see if it runs properly. If it is not running properly, it's a fail for this model. So test failed. It's not running properly. I get so many errors. We're not going to stay on it 1 hour. We're going to do the same now for the next model, which is the Qwen 7B. We put the same kind of prompt. The base of the prompt is the same. I just say here to provide the template Jinja and to use Flask as well. So 95% of the prompt is the same. After here, same, I'm going to be fast forwarding this part until the model comes into his syncing process. Just wait a bit. Okay. And I'm going to do the same. I'm going to create a folder dedicated to Qwen, reverse sentence, that's how I called it, the application. I'm going to create the templates. Here we see the syncing process. First, I'll start setting up the basic flag structure. For styling, I want the form to look clean with tailwind. The input field, it looks nice when you read it, but doesn't mean that it's going to be providing you the code related to that. That's what I realized after a while. After here is going to be generating some code. So this is not the speed, it's fast forwarded. You can see down on the right was the real speed in my computer, 2.7 tokens per second. So it's very slow. The web interface is nice because it's very polished and is not overcomplicated, very simple. We wait for everything to be generated, and after we're going to be transferring the code to those files. Okay, so I'm just going to be transferring the code to the files and creating the way it says that I had to create it. Here it has chosen another way using a component in an .init file and run that component from the main file of the main application file. Let's see how it goes. So I forgot to create a virtual environment. I'm going to create it for it also. Got some errors, try to fix those errors. Okay. Just killed the port that I've been using before. The port is killed, so now I'll be able to run the application. Let's see if it works. Test failed. So same, got an error, some errors and more. I'm not showing you everything, but they both failed. Forget about making an app with it. Please like and subscribe during the break, and let's go for the test 2 directly. Document upload. So here I have a README file. In the README file, this application that I'm coding at the moment, there is this value proposition. I'm going to see if it's able to target this value proposition and provide me all the answers related to that. You can pause the video and read it. We'll go through that after and read it together. And here I'm going to be comparing the results. So here is the prompt. I'm just going to change the prompt maybe, because this is from another shot. So here, what was the value proposition? And after I'm going to be like read through the file and find the answer. Okay. What were the project's value propositions? Let's go. Let's fast forward. Same while it's generating. Just going to copy the prompt so I can use it again for the next shot. And we're going to be comparing those outputs. So we got the prompt on top. After that, we got the answer from the document that we have. So we can test against that answer and see how it's going to be articulated by the model. If it finds it, we're going to see. Still buffering. Let's just wait a few seconds. And here I'm just gonna prepare. This one is the Distill DeepSeek-R1-Distill Lama 8B. Okay, that's the response of that one. And under it, we're just gonna put the same, but we're gonna say is the Qwen version. So Lama versus Qwen, let's see which one is going to be able to do the work. Okay, now we enter into the thought process. The model is thinking about different steps. We wait a few seconds. Can maybe show you the thought process quickly. Fast forward this. And after here, it's going to be generating its final answer after this long thought process. So those reasoning models, they take a while. So the value proposition here, provide business-specific responses by retrieval, unlike traditional methods that train an LLM on the domain-specific data. Mine rely on the general knowledge of LLM and supplement it with domain-specific answers. This can indeed significantly reduce complexity and costs while providing high-quality, accurate responses. Alright, so that's what should be in the answer. The project value proposition revolves around delivering a customizable and efficient chatbot solution that leverages both general AI capacities, and after it goes cost effectiveness, general AI support. It's good, very, very good. Just one which is totally false, the security and the data privacy consideration. I didn't put it in the value proposition. Maybe I put it somewhere else, but for me it's not good because that's not what I've asked for. So here, I'm just gonna put it, all the answer here, not twice, just once. So here we got 5 propositions, 5 points in the answer. Cost effectiveness, general AI supplement with domain-specific data. This is true. Scalability and performance. You can pause the video and read it more into the details. I'm just going to go through it very quickly. Security and data privacy considerations. This is not true. So I'm not talking about that. While not explicitly detailed. Test 80% true, 20% false. A bit of hallucination, but it's good overall for me. The answer is good overall. This is just 1 point. And I'm probably talking about that in the README section. A little bit down further the document somewhere. But it's not in the value proposition. Now let's go for the other one. We're going to be loading the Qwen model. Okay. So even the loading takes a while in my computer, but I just fast forward it for you. Document upload info. We use the same prompt. What is the value proposition again? Read through the file and find the answer. And let's see how Qwen 7b is going to be working with that. So we give it a time to think about it before starting to output his syncing process. Now it's going to start outputting the syncing process. That's what we're going to fast forward. You can pause the video and read it. And after here, it goes to the answer and provide the answer. Project objective. Clearly define what goals, unmet needs, competitive advantage, quality benefit, strategic fit. So here is more into the marketing courses, but not into what I've put. So it's trying to explain me what is value proposition in marketing. So it missed the point, 100% missed the point, and is not reading through the document to get me the answer. Okay, focus on end user needs and emphasize practical solutions to address real requirements effectively, and so on. Integrating capabilities. Okay, so here you already know the answer, but I'm gonna follow the process, put it here in this file. Okay, almost 100% false. So yeah, that's how it goes with Qwen and the Creditizens. The Distill version, we don't really like it because it doesn't work. Same with when I use the LM Studio. And here I'm just gonna put false, hallucinating too much. too muchy hallucination. So you might use this model if you want to write some fictional stories. So you don't have this issue of hallucination. Just go hallucinate as much as you want. So maybe too much loss in quantization, distillation, so too much loss of data. The model is underperforming, while the Llama version 1, it's a quality model that you can use locally on your computer. That's how I see it. So here, winner with double N. Who's the winner? Is DeepSeek-Distill Llama. Those models are first a distilled version of a bigger one, DeepSeek-R1, then those are quantized. Here we use Q5 medium, which makes those models lose a lot compared to the bigger one. Adding to that those models are only 7-8 billion parameter, so they will get better at what the bigger model is good at, which is reasoning here, but still in a very limited way. We have seen that creating applications with those models is out of the scope. Better use APIs like Cerebras, Grok, Mistral. For example, Llama 3.37 TB is a very proficient model for that. This reminds me that I will need to make a video on the new Mistral model available for coding through the free API. We will see then. I don't know when, but I'll do that. We have seen that for document information retrieval without RAG system, but just a document that you have uploaded like anyone would do, Llama version of the distilled DeepSeek-R1 is pretty good, but the Qwen one, I still don't like it and is underperforming. After maybe there are some optimal settings like temperature and more in order to get it running fine, but as always, I say it should be easy for the end user. So we give a fail for the Qwen version. Let me know about your setup and settings in the comment section and share some good information with everyone. Okay, let's stop here. Hope that you liked this video. Please like and subscribe and see you next time.